have a question for you. When you hear the word cheer, what do you think of? Perhaps you think of those Bring It On movies. Be aggressive, B-E, aggressive. Let me give you a visual. All right, do it with me. Be aggressive, B-E, aggressive, be aggressive, B-E, aggressive. Look familiar? Or you might perceive cheer to be something like this. Yeah, you rah-rah girls up there, do you mind sitting down so I can watch the game? Yep, you guessed it. This is a comment I received firsthand from some douchebag sitting behind me at a basketball game. But can you really blame the guy when for years cheerleading has been viewed as an extracurricular activity where girls in short skirts sit at the sidelines of sporting games and yell, be aggressive, B-E, aggressive? Okay, maybe not in those words exactly, but they do yell and holler for their team to score and win the game. I'll leave it at that. That's pretty annoying. We cheerleaders, though, divide cheerleading into two parts. You see, we have those rah-rah girls that I've explained are the girls that are at every high school, every college sporting game, at the sidelines, yelling, screaming, shaking their pom-poms. But then you have those competitive cheerleaders that actually compete with other cheer teams. Now, these are the cheerleaders that can refer to cheerleading as a sport. Now, you still might not understand my definition of cheerleading, so let me further explain. You see, we cheerleaders climb on one another. We go 2, 3 and high in the air, creating something that looks like a statue. I think we refer to it as a pyramid, but who am I to know? We also do something where we put people in the air with our arms. You heard me, we put people in the air with our arms. We have their feet in our hands. We literally have their lives in our hands, but still not that impressive, not that cool. But then we have this thing called tumbling, but I forgot you guys referred to that as those flippy things, you know. But, you know, still, that's just not very cool. And you still might call us rah-rah girls. But let me tell you this, we are more, we are a sport. Did you know that cheerleading is actually considered to be one of the most dangerous sports today? Yeah, and one study actually ranked cheerleading 16th on their list for most injuries in sports. I know, interesting. And don't even get me started on concussions. I know football is of course ranked #1 on the list for sustaining concussions during a practice, but did you know cheerleading is second? Yeah, that beats out other contact sports like lacrosse and hockey. And let's not forget those 30,000 cheerleaders that go to the ER every year for cheer-related injuries. This can include anything from a broken bone to a concussion. I don't know, use your imagination. You see us being flown in the air. What do you think can happen? But still, people don't consider cheerleading to be a sport. But for those of us that do consider cheer to be a sport, for those of us that are involved in the sport, the risk is worth it. You know, the challenge of obtaining new skills, being at game days in a stadium filled with a roaring crowd, it's all worth it. So I ask you guys to go home and watch Bring It On for comic relief. Don't, base your knowledge off, what you watch in that movie. Instead, I want you to go watch Cheer on Netflix, because it shows the reality of what cheerleading is, the ups, the downs, the hard work, the dedication. And then after you watch that, I want you to come back to me, and I want you to tell me that cheerleading is not a sport.